Hey community, welcome to week 5 of your Bible reading plan. Are you so happy? We are like almost halfway, actually we're halfway through this week. Yay for us, right? Okay, so here's the story. This week we're going to be talking about 2 Corinthians and the book of Romans. Yes, we tackled the big ones right in the middle, don't we? This week, as you are reading through 2 Corinthians, and Romans, remember, this isn't like the book of Acts where it's like one thing happens and the next thing happens and the next thing happens. These are both books that Paul is writing, and they are huge sweeping themes in each book. And so I just want to set you up to have your ears paying attention to listening and wanting to read and go, oh yeah, that's where that comes up again. So in 2 Corinthians, remember, Corinth is on the southern side of Greece, and that is one of the churches that Paul had established in his second missionary journey. And in 2 Corinthians, it's going to be talking a lot about trials and suffering, persecution, and especially opposition to our ministry. Remember last week I told you that in 1 Corinthians that tends to be a little bit more of the practical stuff for believers as Christians. 2 Corinthians really gets into the personal and the hard. And so as you are living in our city and as you are ministering to those around you, if you're finding you're getting persecution or there's opposition to you wanting to talk about Jesus, don't be surprised. Have a read through 2 Corinthians because it'll help. This is also the church discipline section. There's a lot of themes of church discipline, especially on immorality, especially on false teaching. And just the idea is that when we discipline inside the church, that the discipline is not too severe, but yet it's not too easy either. We want to strike that balance, just like as you would as a parent, strike the balance in the discipline. And so the idea really is to have restoration of sound doctrine, which is very highly important in any church. And then finally, Corinthians ends a lot. The third major theme is really about giving and generosity. That's a whole sermon series in and of itself, y'all. All right. I'm going to move on, though, to Romans. And Romans is really going to talk a lot. This is a book to people who are in Rome, the church that is in Rome. And so these would have been the people that were surrounding Paul maybe at that time when he was in prison there. And he's sharing what they need to know. So he's going to be talking a lot about sin and salvation. That's going to be big deal. Some of you may have also heard about the Romans road, like here's how you get to salvation. And he talks about sin. It's very meaty and very, it's a power. I feel like Romans is so powerful. And you can also note in there, the key verse in 5:1 is Paul and the Paul and Phoebe story. So look at chapter 5. And then also I love the spiritual gifts in chapter 12. Finally, second part of the themes that you're going to see in Romans is growth as believers in service, all right? And then finally, the third sweeping theme of Romans is God's sovereignty and the fact that he is in charge. So have listens to those, and I love you guys so much. So proud of you for joining us on this journey. All right, take care, y'all. Peace. See ya.